What's up, guys? Today's podcast is sponsored by Dead Man's Beard Company, the best beard products on planet Earth, and also Balcom Canyon Cider, the best cider on planet fucking Earth. More on that later. Enjoy the show.
Welcome to Get Heavy Podcast. With your host, Craig Casamas and Big J.
And we're here, dude. We did it.
Yeah,
we
what's
got
going
Gypsy
on,
in here
man?
today.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
What's up?
Rushing around.
Dude, tell me about it, buddy. I've had quite the week. It's been fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
It's been an insane week. My
Yes.
whole entire life just got turned on its head.
Would it? In the end, I think it's something that should have happened. And
Probably.
now it's just forcing you to do it.
Yeah.
Kind of
So
the same thing that I'm doing.
I'm going to give you a quick rundown of my week. Last week was already going to be nuts. We had a lot of things going on. My wife was getting her master's degree. That was a whole thing we were doing on Friday. We're going to go to her graduation, watch her walk. Very proud of her for doing that. And then Saturday was my last class, which we do this gigantic backhoe rodeo competition. We grill up 20 tri-tips. It's a whole fucking thing. So it was one of the days during the week I had to prep 20 tri-tips and get all that ready. And on fucking Wednesday, I'm at work and I see this incredibly attractive blonde come up to my door on the Ring camera and I go, "Ooh, who's that?" And then I go, "That looks a lot like my landlord, like the realtor, the
Yeah.
property manager place." And then I go, "That doesn't seem good." You know what I mean? Like she came to the door, put something on it, and then left. About 5 minutes later, I get a fucking email. 60-day notice to move out of my house, which I've lived at for 6 years. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I'm like, no, dude. Right the day before we got everything going on. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. So,
That's how it goes.
yeah, it does go. It's been a smooth ride for a while, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
It has been really nice. But it threw our whole entire fucking life upside down real quick.
Yeah.
But good news is we might be buying a house.
Awesome.
Maybe.
Yeah. No
Maybe.
shit. Are you going through the finance stuff right now?
Yeah, dude. Yesterday I went through and submitted all the shit to
Mm-hmm.
get financed, and then the guy said all my stuff looks really good. You know what I mean? As far as he can tell, pretty much. And gonna go start seeing some houses today. But we have 60 days to try to buy a fucking house.
You get it.
I know, but it's a huge fucking nut to swallow, dude. God,
I totally
I
understand.
can't. I can't tell you how many
Going through
people.
the exact same thing.
Yeah, but you live in the house. You know what I mean? Already.
Yeah, but I didn't know if I was going
I
to be
know,
living in
it's
the
true.
house.
I know.
It's the exact, you know what I mean?
I
It's
know.
not like I didn't know how it was going to work out or if I was
Right.
going to be able to keep it.
Yeah.
And the fucking, everything's doubled.
Yeah.
Like all my shit went
Yeah.
from one fucking decent number to now some fucking outrageous number. that
Totally, dude.
Changes everything.
It really does, yeah.
You know?
So I don't know. We'll see what happens. We're gonna start seeing houses today, and fucking Casamases might be homeowners out of pure necessity, which is actually very par for the course for how my life works.
It's, yeah. Yeah. That's
I'm just
same.
like my brain has been. I got home Saturday after everything was done. My last obligation for the week. I fell asleep at fucking 6 o'clock, dude. Like my brain was done. Like
Yeah.
just mushy, physically exhausted. Like I probably slept like 15 fucking hours, dude. And it was really nice. I needed it bad, but holy shit, dude. Yeah, just to figure out what can you swing in this town, dude, to make it work.
So where do you think you're headed?
Probably Santa Paula.
Okay.
Yeah, the Santa Paula seems to be the most likely. You know what I mean, as
Yeah.
far as it goes.
Did you talk to the kid yet?
Yeah, we told him yesterday. Yeah, because it's like we're moving anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of sat on it for a few days because we didn't want to ruin the whole fucking weekend for everybody. And so we sat him down yesterday, and Bronson has no idea. He's like, "Tight, we're moving, cool."
Yeah,
like he doesn't give a shit. But the two older kids are worried. You know what I mean? Because they're still in
Change.
high school, and
Change.
it's big change. And also, I've moved my kids like 6 fucking times in their lives. You know what I mean? So it's a lot. It's another thing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I cannot tell you.
I moved on average once a year or twice a year up until high school.
Yeah.
So I went to 4 or 5 different junior highs.
Yeah.
I went to I don't even know how many elementaries I went to, but I went to a lot of different schools, man, moving.
Yeah.
And it sucks.
Yeah, it's really funny because we moved that much too, but we always stayed in a small square.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've moved I don't know, 10 times at least when I was a kid, but that we always stayed there was one time we moved across the street, to another house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we
It's
were
ridiculous, you know?
all over
Yeah.
Western Washington.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, it's been a fucking hell of a week, dude.
Yeah.
Hell of a week. And it's just starting, I think, because now it's just going to be running and figuring out how to come up with fucking $30,000, $40,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it makes me really mad that I have not been so good with my money over the last couple of years, you know, because we've had cheap rent. So we've been like, yeah, it's pretty good here, you know. You just don't ever think the shoe's going to drop, but
Yeah.
boy, does it.
Yeah. I would just say, you know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, everything you're talking about,
Yeah.
I've been dealing with for the last couple months.
Yeah, it's rough.
Actually, longer than that.
Yeah.
And then you do look back and you're like, fuck, man, where did that go? Mm-hmm. Where did all of that go? Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, because me and my wife make good money on paper. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
we make pretty good money. And then you start thinking about, God damn, dude, whew.
Have you started looking at numbers yet? You see how criminal that is?
What do you mean numbers?
Like when you look at your final numbers on the house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you
No, we're not
see-
even there yet. But
Yeah.
I know it's going to be double what we're paying, probably. Close. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
You know?
It's when you look at the fact that your house, say you're buying a house for $600,000, which is, I'm guessing that's about what you're shooting at.
7.
Okay, well,
There's nothing
You're
under-
still
yeah.
okay. So you're there.
700,000 is
Yeah.
is on the cheaper side of things.
So
you know what I mean?
at 700,000, like 1,000 of that goes to the principal of the house,
Oh yeah, for sure.
and the rest of it, the other $5,000 goes towards interest
Totally,
on the
dude.
loan.
Yeah.
You're like,
Yeah.
you end up paying like $1.5 million to $2 million in interest
Right.
on a $700,000 loan.
Yeah. Oh, totally.
Like, how is that? Like, that just doesn't. It seems
Yeah.
criminal to me.
They say though,
that's fair.
if you can make one extra payment a year, you can reduce your 30-year down to a 20-year. Easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it all goes towards the principal.
Yeah, but
You
when
know
your
what I mean?
house payment is what your house payment's
Sure.
going to be,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's
Like,
rough, yeah.
I know.
But even
about
if you
what
could
your house
pay like an
payment's
extra
gonna be, it's
$100 a
fucking
month,
nuts.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like it's weird because the broker I'm working sat me down and explained a lot of the things to me, you know, about I've never bought a fucking house. I'm 42
Same.
years old, so just explained how much. Yeah, the rates are terrible right now. Prices are stagnant. The rates are projected to go down, hopefully, at the end of the year or beginning of next year, which would be good. Then you refi and blah, blah, blah. But, yeah, he's like, dude, even if you refi, it only drops your shit $100 a month, but then you still pay that same amount. He's like, you're going to drastically reduce your fucking, your principal. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, which makes sense. So, whatever. I mean, we can do it. We want to be here. We're going to have to figure it out. But looks like it's going to either be Oxnard or Santa Paula, is what I'd guess. You know?
Yeah.
To find a house in Ventura for anything
No.
reasonable is nuts, dude.
It's not going to happen.
So, yeah, that's my big news. It's been
Yeah.
it's been wild, dude. I feel totally fucking like, you know. But I cannot wait. I will tell you what. I cannot wait to get a giant fucking dumpster at that house and just start chucking shit, dude.
We've been doing that at the house. We've
Yeah,
been getting
I
rid of a
can't
lot
wait.
of stuff and rearranging furniture. And,
Yeah.
you know, because Courtney and Ted, my daughter's moving into the house upstairs. So Machi's moving her stuff out.
Right.
And then my Portia's mom wants a bunch of stuff that was in the house that she says is hers, so it's hers.
Yeah.
So it's just a bunch of stuff's going and moving. It's not. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's
but-
super hard. It's very, very, for me, it's very taxing emotionally because it's, you know,
Yeah,
getting rid of
sentimental
stuff that I
value,
don't
yeah.
want to get rid of.
Totally. Yeah. So anyway, it's fucking pretty crazy, dude. I don't. We'll see what happens. Everything's up in the air. I'll know in the next day or so whether it's really possible or not. If it's not, then we'll rent a house, and that's not going to be a problem finding a house to rent in Ventura. I can
but
do
it's
that.
still outrageous.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude.
You know, for what, just about, well, you're going to pay probably $2,000 or $3,000 more than what you would
Yeah.
rent for.
Yeah.
But trying to find a good house to rent.
Fucking almost impossible.
Yeah.
Especially with animals.
Yep.
The animal thing is going to be the biggest
I
obstacle.
think I think that you'll have no problem finding a place.
Okay.
You know what I mean, in Santa Paula that you'll like. And
Yeah.
Santa Paula is a great neighborhood.
Yeah, totally.
You know, completely.
Thanks, Gypsy.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Today's podcast is sponsored by the best goddamn beard products on planet Earth, Dead Man's Beard Company. If you guys are new to the beard game or you've been in it for 25 or 30 years like me and Jay have, you know that waking up in the morning and getting your face looking manageable is a rough deal. So I stumbled upon these guys a while ago, Dead Man's Beard Company. They make incredible products, shampoos, conditioners. They make beard butters, which is what I'm rocking right here. Now, let me get that there. Beard butters. This is the Supernova. This is what I've been using lately. What you want to do is after you get out of the shower, apply some of this to your face, blow dry, brush it through, makes your beard just soft and beautiful. Then if you want some extra bonus points, check out the beard oil on top of that. It is incredible, man. It's just one less thing you got to think about all day. Go ahead and use our code if you want. That gets us a little kickback. Otherwise, just check out Dead Man's Beard Company, and you will be thankful. What will the dog die if you leave her at home, or how does that work?
I had shit going on. Mm-hmm. I didn't know we were going to do the podcast at this time.
Well, okay, let's get into that. How did that happen?
Did I answer the text message you sent last night?
Do we do a podcast every Monday at 11?
We had the conversation a couple of days ago about what time are we going to do the podcast. I told you I had a dentist appointment this morning, and you said you had a bunch of shit going on. Yeah. 9:45 is what I said, not at 9, 9:45.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you said, well, I really don't know what time's going to work either because I have a bunch of stuff going on that you just spent 5 minutes whining about, that stuff. Mm-hmm. So we had never made plans for a time.
But did we not? Text last night.
I didn't see the text until he called me.
Whose fault is that? Whose fault is not seeing their text?
Maybe you should have called me and said, hey.
Why would I call you?
You call me all the time. Why?
Yeah, but I'm busy.
All of a sudden, you're not
I'm
going to call
busy.
me.
I'm fucking.
Exactly.
You can't read a text.
Exactly. I didn't read the text.
Well, that's not my problem.
I didn't know that I had a text until he said you didn't get the text.
The podcast is happening at 11 when you didn't read the text.
I didn't see the text at all.
How do you not see text?
I don't know. I didn't see it. I was on the phone with him, and he goes, we text last night. And I went, what? And I looked at my phone and saw that you text me. I was like, fuck, I wonder when I didn't see that. Like, because I had no clue at all that you guys sent me the text.
Are you a guy that doesn't read your text messages? How many unopened texts
It depends on what. No, I don't have unopened text
messages.
So
there's really no excuse.
I will flip through them.
There's really no excuse.
If stuff's going on, I don't really try to pay attention to it. You know what I mean? I try to not pay attention to the phone. And if I
Except
see
for
it,
the podcast that's going on usually every day, every Monday at 11.
Yeah, I know. But you had said on Saturday night that you weren't sure because of this stuff that you have going on with the house. If we were
we said all that. Yeah. And then the text went out.
Yeah.
It said podcast tomorrow. I said at 11.
It was like 7 o'clock last night.
No. Either way. Doesn't matter. I'm just saying, it went out. It's not like it wasn't.
Yeah. Did I answer?
No.
Did I say I'd be here?
No.
But you just assumed that I would.
Even
though I never responded.
I did see a thumbs up to it, and I assumed that it was you.
No, it was not. It was him.
It was. So you know all that.
Yeah, because I looked at it when he fucking... That's how I know it was at 7-something last night. Because he fucking... When he called me to say, hey, are you okay?
So what was the plan then today for you? How long would it have been throughout the day before you thought, how are we going to podcast?
I know that you're the only one that has things going on in his life, at least in your fucking circle. But I had a lot I'm trying to deal with and get through myself.
I get it. I know, but I just wonder.
I had to take my niece to the emergency room. I had a dentist appointment. I'm trying to get shit figured out at the house. So I wasn't really thinking about it. I figured when you knew what you were doing, because you had said you weren't sure with all the stuff going on with your house, what time we could do the podcast at all.
Nailed it.
You kind of made it sound like we were going to be doing it tomorrow night.
No, I did not.
When we talked on Saturday, you had kind of said maybe, we didn't really hit a number at all.
Right.
And you were kind of like, well, maybe we'll do it Tuesday because we got to see how the house stuff goes today. So
I didn't say any of those words.
I'm not trying to say anything verbatim. I just, there's no way.
But then there was a text that went out last night saying podcast.
Yeah.
Which you didn't look at.
No.
So my question is how things went today. You had your dentist appointment. I'm sorry you had to take your niece to the emergency room. Hope she's okay.
Yeah.
At what point in the day would you have reached out and been like, "Hey, are we doing a podcast today?" Or would it have never happened?
You always call me.
But I didn't. So
Yeah.
my question is, this podcast is a thing that we do every week. Mm-hmm. So I'm just wondering, at what point would you have been like,
so I just assumed,
are we doing this? Kenny, am I wrong here?
When
Kenny, am I wrong?
We're processing communication.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not mad about it at all, because I was literally just going to do the podcast by myself.
What I would normally expect,
yeah,
is when you were done taking care of your stuff that you said you needed to get taken care of before we could do the podcast, that you would then go, "Hey, does this work?"
Do I seem like a last minute guy to you? Do I seem like a guy that just willy nilly is like, "Hey, you want a podcast in 2 hours?"
You also call me a lot about the podcast and other things when it's like when you need to, like, "Hey, we're doing the podcast at this time. How does that work?" Text messaging between you and I is a 50-50 thing. We call each other
between
a lot.
you is a 50-50 thing.
Yeah,
but text messaging. That's a whole text messaging complex you have.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have a complex.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, we know I'm not good at it at all.
I'm just wondering, because I think about this shit all day, every day, the podcast. And so now I'm realizing that this podcast hinges on me making sure that you're in the loop.
Yeah. Okay, I'm the talent.
Just so
you just keep it going.
Okay.
We've talked about
So on top of texting you, I should call phically and say, "Hello, sir."
Honestly, man, I did not remember seeing that text last night at
all.
all.
I don't think you even read it. So,
no, I may or may not have gotten a little ripped last night.
Yeah. And here we are at the actual the actual thing. So someone got a little drunk last night.
And sat out by the fire pit and hung out and just chilled.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good night for the most part.
I'm glad it was a good night for you.
Got a lot of shit done at the house yesterday. That was awesome.
That's nice.
Because of the stuff that I've gone on with the house, I've completely just kind of tapped out on it.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah.
And so yesterday we went into the backyard and like really went at the backyard and pressure washed it and cleaned and did a bunch of stuff. Man.
That's fun.
So we got done with that and went to lunch and
then just nothing for the rest of the day. Just
nothing.
threw all the plans on. Because I just I actually was hoping you didn't call him. Or did you call him or he called you?
No, you called me.
No, oh no.
Oh,
yeah,
you called
I did,
me and then I was on the phone. So I said I'll call you right back. I sent you a text. And then he called me, and then I don't remember right now who I was on the phone with, but when they called, I just said, "Hey, look, both these two are calling me. Something's going on."
Did you think at all there was a podcast happening?
No. I mean, I know there's a podcast happening at some point. Like, I know that's going to happen. I just didn't know that it was going to be at 11 o'clock today. I knew that you were going to say, hey, does this work for you? At some point in time when you figured out your stuff and knew exactly what time you were going to go.
Which I did last night.
Yeah.
And texted you.
And I did not respond. So that is not my problem. That is you.
Oh, okay. That is fucking interesting. That's interesting. Yeah.
If you send me a text message going, "Hey," I'll send you a thumbs up. I'll send you an okay, or I'll say, "Okay, that sounds good." I will respond.
Okay.
If I don't respond at all, then something, because I try to respond to every text, no matter how fucked up that response may come across.
It may not be a helpful response.
It may not be helpful at all. You know.
Okay. So I just need to keep this mentally that if you do not respond to the text, I then need to go the extra mile.
Or just
make sure.
Just all you could do is just go, "Hey, Jay," again. And see if that works, because last night it wouldn't have.
God, you just can't find a better fucking partner. You know what I mean? It's so good, dude.
You know.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you're here. I was literally just going to do the podcast by myself. I wasn't even going to call you today.
Look, I'm glad I'm here too. It's been a really fucked up morning, so this brings levity to life, and so
well, I'm glad you made it.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm glad you got here quick. Yeah. Thanks for bringing your dog.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
She's pretty. After this, we're gonna go do stuff, and that's why I wanted to bring her. I'm gonna take her to the park, run her for a little bit, then take her down to the beach and walk her. There's a really cool dog park right back here. Oh, okay. So I just go back in the back of all those new houses, and they have one that has the whole trials ramps and tubes.
Really?
Yeah.
Does she do it?
No problem.
Really? She does them all? She runs up them down?
the very first day I took her there was right after a pod. I took her over there, and I was like, all right, run through the tube. And I kind of walked her through it, and she immediately just did it.
Nice.
Then the stair ramp deal. All right, up, and she immediately just did it.
Nice.
Yeah, she's
smart.
pretty good.
Oh,
yeah,
they're smart dogs.
yeah. I need to get her into some trials or get her into something.
Yeah,
You need to get me into something.
Maybe you just run a little bit, you know,
I ran a little bit last week.
from your feelings or like in general.
That was everyday, dog. That is an everyday thing, man. I was having that thought process on the way here about like how much I do to just try to get past all the fucked up shit going through my head all the time.
Totally. Yeah.
You know, and you know, some of the stuff that I'm doing is probably not the healthiest, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So would you say mostly destructive, or would there be a balance of constructive?
There's not one constructive thing that
No.
he does.
But I went down to the beach with her. And as I was walking her, I was jogging, walking, going back and forth. These shoes help. Hookahs,
Oh, okay. Cool.
whatever they are. But yeah,
Okay.
you would have probably passed out from shock if you'd seen me doing it.
I went to the gym this morning, dude. I had a great workout. It was nice.
Yeah?
Look at these fucking fucking things are getting big, dude. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. Not bad at all.
Maybe I'll
Dude,
get
here's
some
something I want to talk
definition
about
at
today.
some point.
What's that?
Maybe you'll get some definition at some point, and they won't just look like two fucking ham hocks
I know they do
hanging
look
off
like
a couple
ham
of
hocks.
shoulders.
Pull these bad boys up, dude. Look at, they're fucking not bad though, dude. Look,
not bad.
It's fucking not bad at
Yeah.
all. Getting pretty big, dude.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's up, guys? Today's podcast is sponsored by Balcom Canyon Cider. If you guys are looking for an incredible cider that is not too sweet, not too tart, this is it for you. They're a local Ventura company started by one man in his garage, essentially. He's brought it down to Ventura. They are making waves all over the place. And look at me. I have a huge beard. I ride a Harley, just like Jay does. But sometimes drinking the IPAs and the beers and all the shit and the hard alcohol, it really bites you in the ass. If you're looking for a cool, refreshing drink that's not going to break the bank and is high quality, then you want to check out Balcom Canyon Cider. You can find them in Vons all over Ventura County. You can find them in most bars. You can find them on social media, Balcom Canyon Cider. They do amazing stuff all the time. They're big proponents of the 805, and we are happy to have them as a sponsor for the podcast. Enjoy. We need to talk about Tom Segura's show.
Man,
Have you watched it? Please tell me you've watched.
I've watched. I've
Okay.
watched. We haven't
Majority
had
of
a
it.
chance to go back to it, but Saturday night
Jesus.
we watched up until the French Girl. Oh my god! And we watched the French Girl right up until I was going to sleep. So it was like that. After
Yeah.
that skit was done,
You went to bed.
Went to bed.
How weird were those dreams?
I this is no bullshit. I was watching it. I realized what was going on.
Yeah.
And I rolled over and stopped watching it.
Oh, no.
And so I could listen to it, and I listened to what was going on.
Yeah.
And I kind of gazed around at one point to see, you know
yeah.
what I mean? And then I went, no. And I turned right back around and put the pillow over my head, and I did not watch that skit, bro. Yeah. That shit was disturbing, bro.
Brutal.
Man.
So if you guys don't know, Tom Segura just released a new show. I think it's number 2 on Netflix right now. It's called
Yeah.
Bad Thoughts. Small, short, like 10-minute skits. There's 6 episodes. Some of them are kind of through-line skits. Some of them aren't. Some of them are standalones. But
yeah. It's wild.
if you could get into my fucking head, that is so up my alley, dude. Less cum, maybe. You know what I mean? And dicks. But the violence and like the weirdness is so
Yeah.
fucking me, dude. I giggled. I mean, even the opening episode, dude, the assassin episode, which if you guys haven't seen it, spoiler alert, watch it. You're either gonna love it or you will not like it at
Yeah.
all. But you know,
to be honest, I'm in between it.
are you?
Yeah,
I can see that.
The assassin one's a prime example.
It just
Of-
like a
I was
little
like,
too far. Yeah.
Come on, man. You know.
Have you seen this,
realize,
Kenny?
You know,
Have you seen Bad Thoughts? You gotta watch it.
you'll
Dude.
like it,
It
Kenny.
will. It is fucking.
it's a
crazy,
game
dude.
changer. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was.
Have you seen the one where he's stuck on the plane? with two little people.
The last
my
one I
God,
saw,
dude.
the last one I saw was the French girl.
Yeah,
which is one of the most disturbing things.
That's rough to watch, dude. Yeah.
I couldn't. I literally was like, oh, I'm not watching this. This is fucked up. I'm not doing this.
It's so brutal, dude.
Yeah,
it is. I mean, it makes you disturbed. Like,
see, and I really just am not into that type of humor or that type of stuff. Like
it's just fucking gross. I mean, if you like Your Mom's House, you know what I mean, and you find like
I'll
you're
tell you right
fascinated
now,
by gross shit, you know.
I listen to Your Mom's House, and probably 30 to 40% of the time, I get about halfway through
and
it
you can't
just
do
skip
it.
it.
Yeah.
Because it's just a lot. It's just
you have to watch it.
Yeah.
know? It's a watching thing. You have to watch it. But that show, like the fact that fucking Netflix let that
happen
is insane, dude. Like I saw a thing with him this morning. He said the only note they gave him is do not say the N-word.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. It's crazy. And he did. I mean, he didn't, but there's a sketch, Jesus, later that it happens, but it's not from him, you know what I mean? It is so fucking dark and gnarly, like
the Bobby Lee one.
Yeah, this is so good.
Jason Momoa was supposed to play.
That's what I heard. Yeah. Jason Momoa was supposed to play it.
It's
crazy.
That would have been incredible too.
It is just one of the it's dark, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking dark, you know.
It's too dark.
Is it?
Yeah,
is it too dark for you?
Yeah. You know, and I'm gonna because like the skit with the kid. You haven't seen
I've seen them
with
all.
the grandpa?
Oh yeah. That's
that was hilarious, dude. That was so good.
Yeah, it was really
you know, because we all have that that parent or uncle or whoever it is that
you're talking about the play, like the talent show. Yeah. Oh my god, I love that one.
That's the one that's kind of
viral. Me and Rosie were dying on that one.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
It was funny is that he said that all those things that are in there are stories that he's heard his dad tell. You know? His dad, Tom Segura's dad, was a Vietnam vet.
Yeah,
like a legit gnarly motherfucker, I guess. And
that
had zero problems with what he did, and was very, very excited about all the fucking killing he got to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm so. If you could say whatever you want about cancel shit, but it is done, dude. You know,
no.
Like the fact that he funded that thing and he filmed the first 3 episodes, I think, by himself.
Yeah,
like just paid for it and then presented it because there's no way you could sell that.
No,
how could you sell that show? You know what I mean? Like you'd have to make it.
Tom kind of has a
sure.
You know, he's got a pretty big name and following behind him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best comics there is. I mean, the guy's outstanding on stage.
He is,
you know, and in life with his podcasts and the different stuff that he's doing.
Yeah,
he's a pretty, you know.
Sure, but how do you?
I mean,
sell
they fucking gave it to Bert with that fucking cabin show, and you know, like.
Yeah, it's wild, dude.
Yeah.
It's one of the gnarlier. I watched it fully once, and then I've watched like a couple, just kind of picked it on, you know,
that kid skit I've watched like 3 times.
You haven't got to the gym one yet?
No.
The last episode?
No, huh?
Oh my god, dude, it's so good. The coffee shop. You seen the coffee shop yet?
Where he pours the milk?
Yeah. Have you seen that one? That one is really good, dude. That was very Tom Segura.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm just so I'm so excited to see that come out, dude. I mean, you know,
and I think there's going to be another one.
I
think
would assume if it's number 2 on Netflix right now, it's going to be they're going to be fine, dude. And it's only going to get weirder from here. But yeah, if you haven't seen Bad Thoughts, dude, holy shit.
Yeah,
you got it. Like I said, my favorite thing is that he showed it to his mom.
Oh,
you know, and she just was like.
Everything that he does with his mom is so good.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Yeah. And it is.
It's so brutal.
Yeah. Dude. And if you're into that stuff, man, seriously, you're going to fucking love it.
Yeah.
I'm just into some of it. Some of it's just over
Does
the
it
top.
just get too gross?
Yeah.
It gets just too gross.
It's just too gross. Like the shitting down you know, that back thing.
Yeah.
That was just wild, dude.
Yeah.
I just listening to it, I was going, what the fuck?
It's so brutal.
Oh.
It's so fucking brutal, dude.
Yeah, and Honey and I have talked about it, and she's like, I don't know what to think about that show.
Yeah,
we talked about it the next day. We were in the bedroom.
Yeah, it makes you feel weird.
She's like, I don't know. Like
Whether you
like
like it
I
or
want to
hate
watch
it.
it again or watch the rest of it, or she goes,
Yeah.
that's really kind of
I think that's about as gross as it gets. That French one was about as
Okay.
Just like it's like, oh god,
Oh.
like everything else is pretty
yeah.
tongue in cheek. I think after that,
Yeah.
it's about as gross as it gets. So if you got through that one, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Finish the rest. It's worth finishing the whole thing, man. It's just so, I don't know. It just made me so fucking excited, man. You know that.
I mean,
the world is changing. You know what I mean?
it is. It is. It's still a lot of the same shit, though. YouTube today was not the wisest of choices.
Oh, yeah? Did you get into some shit today?
I got to remember, I want to go back and find out whose channel it was that I was watching, because I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
But it was, this is going to be the downfall of California, and this is why. And they just started talking about how this state is like really ran in control and dominated by ultra rich people.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
That don't give a shit about regular people at all.
Yeah.
You know, being Gavin Newsom and Pelosi and just all these different people.
It's old money.
It's old money doing the same old shit. Gavin Newsom is a billionaire. Like, what the fuck does he know about Compton? You know what I mean? And he doesn't care. You know, and it just, ew, boy.
Did you see
it
him
was
kind of
rough.
halfway grow a backbone in that interview the other day about someone asked him about the homeless stuff? He kind of like halfway grew a backbone about it, which it'd be a good one to pull up, honestly. But yeah, he basically was like, "Look, I'm tired of funding failure. Like I'm done with this. Like we're really gonna try to solve this shit because I'm tired of the complacency. I'm tired. You know, he kind of grew a backbone for half a second. You know what I mean?
The only reason that ever changed and that he decided that this is something that is happening,
right,
is
because he wants to be president.
Because there's not going to be another Democratic president if they keep going this status quo.
Right.
The Democratic Party is losing people at such a fast rate because everybody that is middle class is going, I am sick and tired of this stuff happening. Like, we're a Democratic state. Hey, we're a Democratic state, right? Mm-hmm. What do we pay, like 60 cents in gas taxes?
Dude, it's about to go up even
yeah,
more,
and
too.
then
Yeah.
like
they just approved. On top of saying that, he just approved a fucking insurance hike for all the fucking housing insurance companies.
Whoa, that's
It's going to go up like another fucking X amount of percent.
See, that's what I'm
You know
saying.
what I mean? So it's like whatever.
He's making it to where you can't be middle class
literally
and
can't
living in
afford to live here,
California.
yeah.
Like, look
Totally.
what we're going through. Both of us are going through right now.
Totally.
I'll tell you, my house payment, when I'm said and done with this, is going to be $5,400 a month.
Sure. Yeah.
$5,400,
On a house
dude.
you've lived in for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, $5,400 a month.
Yeah.
For a house payment. Mm-hmm. We're going to make that work, and we're going to figure it out.
Right.
But it's not like forget about ever traveling, like hopping on a plane and going to Europe.
Right.
Like, you know, just if we do travel, it's going to be what we, kind of been
you can
doing.
do,
And what we're going to do is go to the beach, take the
Until
trailer.
interest rates fall.
Yeah. If interest rates go down, it'll be a lot better.
That'll
but
make
then you're going to see
better.
housing prices fucking fly up again.
It'll
You know
be
what I mean?
better as far as the overall, as far as the housing thing goes. But beyond the housing thing is this: we can't have propane, we can't have natural gas, we can't have gas. We have to be a full electric state by a certain time, right? They want to get rid of everything, all of it. They want it all gone. Yep, all gone. I'm looking at getting solar on my house. And it's less than what I'm paying right now for electric. But it's enough down. Sorry, guys. It's just wild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
So the company I'm looking at to get solar through, I start off at paying like $200 a month. But by the time I'm done paying for the whole system in 25 years, I'll be paying $500 a month.
What?
Yeah. But then he's showing me, hey, look, this is what Edison's doing. Edison's going up 10%. And this is what they keep doing. And this is the graph of what they've been doing. And this is how. So by 25 years, your electric bill is going to be probably $1,200 to $1,500 a month.
Well,
if they keep on the line that
Sure,
they've been doing, that at that point in time. And then I'm like, how are most of the people in this state can't afford housing, let alone then have a fucking It's just
I don't. I mean, it's like we're all actively being gaslit into buying Ponzi schemes every fucking direction we go. You know what I mean? Like it's like it's crazy, dude.
And,
like, I don't understand.
It's wild that although we all can think whatever we want, but the current administration is saying and doing the stuff that we're all going like, oh wow, that would really help.
Sure.
If I didn't get taxed overtime,
sure.
Like,
which
that's another $150 or $200 on my check.
Yeah.
If my friends and me that do bartending or wait tables or do whatever, and their tips don't get taxed, because that's crazy in itself.
That's it actually in the bill. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm. You're just like, dude, we have no idea what's actually in the fucking
There's
bill.
nothing that goes into the bill that doesn't have something tagged onto it that we're not going to hear about
somehow.
that's going to fuck. Yeah, or not necessarily fuck us, but give somebody else, some other special interest group, something that they want.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? And in the end, probably fuck us as well.
Yeah.
But allowing insurance hikes in California.
Yeah, that's happening. Also, I saw him announce the other day that we're going in an oil deficiency because of the decommissioned fucking oil platforms that they shut down over the last few years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, so maybe you shouldn't have fucking shut all that shit down off the fucking Santa Barbara coast and Ventura County and all that shit.
But the people
the
people that are bitching and complaining about that stuff, and the ones that lobby it for it, they're the ones that have the money that they don't have to worry about paying $1,500 for an electric bill.
Yeah.
They don't if they have a house payment, it's because they can use it as a write-off.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like they're they're not, they don't give a shit.
No,
and they don't give a shit
about,
about,
they're also invested in the green fucking market. You know what I mean? Their investments are in solar. Their investments are in fucking wind. Their investments are in all the other things. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's screwed. So, you know what? It's just a good time to buy, I think.
Yeah. We're
Good
both
time to buy a
forced
house,
into it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being, fucking part of me is like, God damn, man. But, yeah, I don't know. It is what it is. But also, having said that, there's no place on earth I'd rather raise my kids than here. You know what I mean? Like, so I can bitch all I want, and I can because I pay my taxes, and I fucking do everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm allowed to bitch about it. But I also would still rather be here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
The opportunity for work, the opportunity for what I got going on. It's like my kids being raised in a killer fucking area. And so,
Facebook shows me different places to live.
Oh, it's a trap, dude.
Oh, my God, dude.
I saw one in fucking Wyoming. It was like $450,000. I don't know, 15 acres. You know what I mean? Just beautiful Victorian style wraparound porch house. Fucking workshops, the whole like $450,000.
Yeah.
It's like then you're gonna get there and be like, if I had a shitload of equity or whatever, that's a whole other animal. But what the fuck are you gonna do?
The thing with your skill set and my skill set as well is
you can take it anywhere.
You can go there, buy a dump truck and a backhoe and never stop working.
Really, I probably could.
Yeah.
But do I want to? You know what I mean? Yeah. Do I want to live through Wyoming winters?
No.
You know that's what I mean? Like that's the
house that they showed in Malta. I think it was Malta, Montana.
Right.
It was like $195,000, and it was on like 5 acres. And half of the comments were, that place is always windy. The other half was like, now show pictures of what that looks like in the winter.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah,
then there's the, walk across that field and see how those mosquitoes get you.
Yeah. How do you feel about the ticks?
Yeah. Totally. And it was eye opening.
Yeah, it is.
Because some of those houses though, dude, I think I saw the one you're talking about.
Probably same thing. Yeah.
You know,
it's a trap.
Some
It's a
incredible
full
shit,
fucking
man.
trap, dude.
The one that I saw that I really liked and thought that would work was 900 acres.
Yeah.
I think in Montana. Backed up to a wildlife like a BLM land. BLM land. Backed up to that, so you really don't have any like neighbors or anything like that. And just a sick house, bro.
Totally, dude.
Just sick. Like you said, the shop, the whole thing, and I'm looking down, I'm like, man, we could all live on that.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like,
compound.
Yeah.
That'd be the thing.
But it was, it was
and that's, you know, what's so funny is I've been thinking about this. It is such a uniquely California experience to fantasize about moving out of state for something better. Yeah. There's not one person in Wyoming. I mean, yes, maybe you're a kid and you want to be an actor or something that looks like, there's not one family in one of those states that looks at, like, do you think that shit pops up on like their shit? Like they're on Facebook and all of a sudden there's a house in Ventura that is $1 million and they're like, man, that'd be cool. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it happens. Like,
there's houses up in Northern California.
Sure, Northern California, but I'm talking about where we are. Like, it is a uniquely Southern California fantasy to see a house that you could afford and property and be like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anyone else is looking at it like you don't hop onto fucking Zillow in New York and just go, man, it'd be cool to pay fucking $7,000 a month for a single bed loft. Wow, to be in New York? Whoa. You know what I mean?
See, but that's your mindset. I don't think you're on track with it at all.
Maybe I'm not,
because I know when I lived in Washington State,
sure,
people from California were moving up there.
Left and right.
Yeah. And,
but that's what I'm saying. It's a California thing.
No, it's not. Because that whole time, I could not wait to get to California.
Sure.
I wanted out of fucking Washington so bad. I wanted to get to California. Yeah. And it was
also 30 plus years ago.
It's still the same.
It's not, because rent was not even close to what it is now.
People still want to move to California, bro.
Yeah, I get it.
I get what you're saying. I totally do.
Yeah.
But I don't think that the numbers you're talking about, that you don't think that there's people in Wyoming that are going, man, I really wish I could live in California.
No, I think
that are willing to move out here and give it a shot.
Sure. Yes, you're right. But I just think, like, when it comes to the random houses popping up on like your feed, like, it's California is so far out
Southern California
is so far out of range for 90% of the people of the country. You know, it's always like, sure, you can pop on and look at $2 million, $3 mansions, like, cool to look at. But there's like, if you were like in the South or wherever you are, and you're looking at anywhere around here, you'd go, there's no fucking way. Like, how could it ever possibly work? But then we look everywhere else in the country and we go, we could fucking make it work, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and it makes sense why everyone's living the fantasy of bailing, you know, and 90% of them move and then come back, you know what I mean? Because you deal with the real weather in the winter and the things. I just think it's a uniquely Southern California thing to fantasize about leaving your state for something better. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially when you're here and you're not involved in the industry of music or movies or whatever the things are that are built here that are supposed to be.
Which is all trying to get out of here.
Which is all leaving too.
All
leaving.
leaving.
Totally. Yeah. There's like, I can't remember. I read some statistic about the amount of movie production drop in LA alone, and it was shocking, dude.
They're going to Atlanta. They're going to Canada.
Yep.
They're going any place else where they can afford to work.
Yeah. There's like whole entire productions that are moving to Europe because it's cheaper to literally do everything out there. Like, it's cheaper to fly every single person out there and do it. You know what I mean? Than it is to work in here.
And pay them union wages.
Right. Yeah.
They still pay them good money.
Yeah.
But everything else is way less expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is actually something we were talking about this morning with my kid. My son asked me this morning on the way to school. And it was so funny to me because I'm so far removed from this now. But he goes, "Hey, Dad, like, how much do bands make, like, as, like, you know, for like a show or whatever?" You know what I mean? And I have a very unique. We came from the fucking grimy shit, so it was like there's been times where I've been paid nothing But I gave him like the scope of when we were actually doing things like we can make anywhere from this to this, right? And then he's like, well, how do bands make money? And I say they fucking don't, because streaming pays nothing. Record sales mean almost nothing now. You know what I mean? Like the only way bands make money is T-shirts, merchandise, and live shows, right? And I was like, well, like compared to the movie industry where people make a lot of money, you can make a lot of money doing it. And he's like, well, why there? And I said, because they're unionized. The movie industry is unionized. They make sure that the people doing those fucking jobs get good wages. There is still to this day not 1 ounce of unionizing anything with music, with what the record labels do, with what anything does. There's no like, still to this day, I think the record industry is still the most corrupt fucking industry.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, pharmaceuticals, blah, blah, blah. But like, as far as like taking advantage of artists, it has to be the music industry. Is unfucking real how much it is one-sided. What I mean?
It is pretty gnarly, dude. Although we say this and you still see, you see a lot of these guys that are musicians, Jelly Roll, Post Malone.
Sure, yeah.
That
have done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, those are one
Kid Rock
of
is
one
not a
of
poor
ones.
guy.
You know what I mean? Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like he's just not.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's selling out stadiums anymore.
Who?
Kid Rock.
Oh, he's doing just fine. Yeah.
Yeah, but
he was back when CD sales made a fucking huge difference.
Yeah.
When Kid Rock came out, I mean, that fucking first record was like, there wasn't a day that went by where someone didn't buy it from Salzer's when I was there. Same thing with Sublime. It's still the Sublime.
Were you the music snob when you were there that was like, fuck Kid Rock?
Oh yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, I was. Yeah. And still fuck Kid Rock. It sucks, dude. I hate it. But CD sales were the last opportunity for bands to make money when it really, really mattered. When you could sell 10 million fucking records.
Yeah.
Now with the streaming, it's like I think you get 2% per stream. You know what I mean? Like, or 2 cents on a stream. So streams 1 billion times. Do the fucking math. You're gonna make a little bit of money, but it's just so wildly. I was thinking about how it is still so wildly one-sided for musicians. Dude. Why have musicians not band together and started a union? To take on like the Spotify's and the iTunes and
they've tried.
I know,
that's
it's crazy.
When Lars did that shit with Napster.
Yeah.
I mean, they did it, and they just figured out another way to do it.
I know. That's
and I think part of it was Napster was kind of an underground thing.
Sure.
And it started underground and worked underground, and nobody was really getting paid for it. Then Spotify is a company that came in and made billions of dollars to do Spotify.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're
But it wasn't
Swedish,
started by me and you. It was started by somebody that put out the lobbyists, put out the stuff so that when they got in there that they were okay.
I don't know.
Because
yeah.
Napster got shut down. You know what I mean?
There was a big gap between Napster and Spotify, though.
Yeah, but that was them trying to figure out, okay, Napster was a great idea. How do we make this happen?
Yeah. How to monetize
How do we make this work so that works?
Dude, I remember when streaming came out, it was shocking. You know what I mean? Like,
no
I was
shit,
fucking
dude.
shocked.
I had an iPod.
Yeah.
And I remember at work walking around listening to, George Carlin's stand-up skits, listening to, because I had a bunch of comedians and it was all random. So I'd be listening to, Straight Outta Compton, and then it would go into
a George Carlin band,
Joe Rogan, and then go back into music and the whole time, all day, I'm like, man, and it never stops. It doesn't.
It's crazy, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
And then all of a sudden, that becomes your phone, and so then you just always have access to whatever
Yeah, I remember being like, the iPod thing was amazing.
Oh, God,
but
dude.
there was a barrier to entry. At least you had to like have the CD, then get it onto a thing, or you burned it. However it was, you had to do something to get it on there. Well, you ripped it. However,
you stole all that shit. Was it torrents, BitTorrents?
BitTorrents, yeah. All that. But there was still a barrier to entry. Like you had to like do something, plug your thing in, download your shit, do a thing.
Yeah.
And then when the streaming thing came out, and I remember I think I was one of the early adopters on Spotify. As soon as it came out, I downloaded it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think I was a part of the beta versions of it.
I had Pandora.
Pandora was Pandora Radio. But
Pandora for quite a while,
Yeah.
and then everybody else had Spotify.
right.
So they couldn't share playlists with me and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So then I was like,
yeah.
fuck it.
But I just remember being so shocked, and when the technology comes in, you just don't see how bad they're ripping off fucking artists.
Hey, I will tell you
crazy.
that having such access to the movies too, but having such access to the music and to different music and different genres of music constantly, I am now kind of stuck on doing audiobooks and
Sure.
I do more podcast and audiobooks than
Sure.
I listen to music by far.
Yeah.
Music is like, okay, I'm home.
Background, put it on.
Put it on.
Totally.
I'm cooking dinner,
Yeah.
having a drink. We're in the backyard. Then that's when the music comes out. But
Yeah.
like when I'm at work, man, it's not like Friday afternoon at like 2:30 when I got the 3 hours to go towards the end of the day. That's when the music comes on.
Yeah.
And then it's usually something fun, like
Totally.
something. If I'm doing some demo work or something, then I'll look at some shit you sent me, and then I'll start listening to
Yeah.
that. But. I don't listen to it nearly as much as I always have
Yeah,
in the
music
past.
I get burnt out on. You know
Quick.
What I mean? Yeah, quick. But yeah, podcasts are always interesting.
Love audiobooks, man.
I know they're so good.
Mad
yeah.
Mick, I'm on that one.
I know. Yeah, you were telling me
Yeah,
about
dude,
that.
you would love
Yeah,
it.
we got to check that. I'm gonna check that one out.
Yeah.
One thing I want to bring up before we get out of here, you submitted your list for wills and won'ts for your tattoo. We have a amazing episode coming up here early June with Brett Herman, who is going to be giving Jay a tattoo on his ass cheek that will be designed by him based off of your guys' suggestions, some of ours. There's going to be 8 choices. And we're going to spin the wheel on the podcast, and Jay is going to get that tattoo, whatever it is, on his butt cheek. So I was going to say, and I should have had you pull this up, do you have the list of wills? Did you narrow it down to 8?
So far, yeah.
Can we go over some of them and some of the ideas?
Yeah. I
If you
can
don't
tell
mind.
you
You can tell me.
that I don't know how many... I don't know how much... I've had a lot of anxiety.
About this?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. It's
I get it. Yeah. I have really stupid tattoos, so I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got some dumb ones, but
Yeah. No, I got dumb.
not as an adult.
Yeah. I did a lot of dumb ones as an adult.
Well, my dumb ones, most of them got covered up.
Yeah.
Where's he at here?
All the Swazis.
Yeah, that's you, buddy. That's not part of my program. You've seen pictures of my family. How does that even kind of come close to
I
work?
don't know. Black skinheads are a thing now, so you never know.
They always have been.
Might have been ahead of the.
They always have been.
I know. That's
Yeah.
how skinheads started.
So, oh boy, see how this works.
Yeah. See if you can find the list of at least some of the
Okay.
ideas that we got going on here.
Okay, so let me. This is going to be hard to do. Fuck. How do I do this?
What are we trying to do?
Oh, give me your phone and go to our
Group
list.
chat?
Yeah.
Is it on there? Did you actually put the list of things that you don't want to do on there?
I didn't put a list of the things that I want to do, but I sent Brett the list of things that I will do.
Okay.
And then we had a conversation about it.
All right. Let's see.
Because like there was a few of them. Like one of them was like barbed wire
shit.
infinity sign with 2 nipples in the middle of it, and then Chinese lettering behind it. And I went, "That's out, bro. There ain't no fucking way that's happening." And then I said, "And make
All right.
sure that we understand that this is a cheek tattoo.
Okay.
This is not a tramp stamp. There is no tramp stamps getting done. Like
Okay.
this has to be."
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have the list of like the 16 or 17.
Yeah, let me see it.
You want to see that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I need both because I need.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it. There
Okay,
you go.
so here's fuck. Here's what I've agreed to. Okay, one is the Get Heavy logo.
Nice.
Yeah, and then the Kool-Aid Man breaking through a wall with a speech bubble saying, "Oh no." I like
But
that
he's going
one.
to be looking towards your butt crack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Evil Knievel. This is one of my favorites. Evil Knievel jumping my butt crack.
Nice.
I that one.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
We tried to get Dr. Nick, my friend, to get that tattooed on him.
Yeah.
And we actually raised money for him, and he didn't do it. So
Oh,
this is
I-
revenge piece kind of for
Yeah,
that.
that honestly,
because it is a great idea. You know what I mean?
honestly, that is.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Here's one I said no to was the tequila bottle riding a Harley.
Why?
It's fucking lame.
Stupid, yeah.
5. So this of the list is my absolute least favorite one.
Okay.
But I needed one more, and this is the one.
One you could live with.
Yeah, the blooming onion with the Wu-Tang symbol in the middle. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I like the Bones Brigade with the booze bottle.
That's a good
Tequila
one.
bottle, booze
Tequila
bottle, but yeah. That's another one that a Porosos bottle would be.
That would be good,
That
too.
would be the
But
smart
you're such
way
a
to go.
tequila guy, bro.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
you know, if all of a sudden Bert and Tom jump
There's
on this
no
thing,
way.
there's
They're
not,
not,
you know,
this is not
yeah.
happening. He was here last weekend, I guess.
Yeah.
Tom or
Bert,
at Levity
his
Live.
house.
All right.
Athletic Hippo.
Yep.
I'm in
I
for
like
that
it.
one. That was 9. 13. Bert chasing the Kool-Aid man with a bottle of Porosos in his hand.
I like that.
I do too, man.
I like that one
I
a
like
lot.
that one
So
a
Bert
lot.
Kreischer
That's my favorite one.
Chasing a bottle
Yeah.
of tequila. Nice.
And the last one is... Okay. This is my favorite one.
Okay.
And I really, really, really hope that this is the one that happens because this is the best idea for a fucking... I might have to figure out a way and just get this tattoo no matter what.
Okay.
And that is backside view of SpongeBob cooking at a barbecue with his little butt showing.
I like that one.
That one is so good, dude. I really, really hope that's the one, man. And just cartoon it up a lot.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's a really good
that
one.
one.
Dude. Yeah.
Some of the lame ass ones, and I do not understand this one. A wheelchair and script rocker saying "Drive slow, homie."
That one I don't know.
No,
Yeah, that must have been a fan submission.
ID required for entry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
A fart cloud with the letters "exit only."
Nice. I like that.
This one I didn't get. A silly item equipped with a beard and a gut. And I get they had an idea, but they couldn't follow
but
through.
what is the item? Yeah.
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 This one I didn't get. A pimp fighting 2 cops, and it's saying "Don't tread on me" and ribbon across the top of it.
I like that one.
Yeah. This one definitely is a no. Treasure map to Epstein's Island.
Nice.
This one again. Michael Jackson riding P. Diddy. Like, what the fuck? That one is just nuts.
That's a good one. I like that. See, I like all the ones that you hate.
Yeah. And this one, like the infinity symbol with nipples in the middle, basically saying boobs forever.
Yeah, dude.
Come on.
Yeah. Well, that's
Yeah.
just like the most. I that one was my idea, just because I tried to think of the most basic bitch tattoos you could possibly get as a tramp stamp, which I know now that you will not get a tramp stamp, so it will be on the cheek.
There's no way.
So anyway, we're very excited.
I would throw hands over
Yeah, it's fine.
getting a tramp stamp.
Like
I've seen dudes with tramp stamps.
Oh yeah, it's
And
wild.
it
It's
is,
a wild
it is,
move.
dude. It is not okay.
It's the equivalent of a dude like bending over and he's wearing a thong. You're all, whoa,
Oh, yeah,
whoa,
yeah.
What's up? Whoa,
No,
what's up with that?
yeah, yeah, no,
That's wild, dude.
Yeah.
So it is
Ain't in it.
happening. It's going to be early June. Brett's we're either going to go to his studio or he's going to come here. We are going to do it live, probably on YouTube.
We're
I
going
think.
to Brett's studio.
Oh, we're going to Brett's
Yeah,
studio.
yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
Kenny will have to figure
Maybe
that
you
out.
should pay attention to the text messages.
Ooh, shots fired. So Brett is going to do this tattoo, those 8 options. We have a wheel we're going to spin. Whatever it lands on is going to be the tattoo Jay gets, and we're going to fucking film the whole thing.
It's going to be a good time.
It's gonna
man.
be really,
It's going to
really
be
fun,
funny.
dude.
It's
Yeah.
going to be fun.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time with this.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it being over, and then I'm also not looking forward to it being over because I just got a tattoo a week ago on my forearm for my lady, and I've been dealing with that for the last week. And
Yeah.
I'm dealing with it
It's such a
right
pain in the
now.
ass, yeah.
Not as bad.
Yeah.
Not this whole
Yeah.
that.
Do you still
fucking
have the skin shit on there?
No,
Oh.
that was 6 days I had that
okay.
on there. But the difference between what it used to be like to get a tattoo,
Totally.
because I don't have the problem with pain.
Right.
Like it doesn't really, you know. I mean, I haven't had my ribs done.
Yeah.
But I've had up here on the collarbone was pretty gnarly, but
Yeah.
it's still my
It's doable.
elbows.
It's
I've
all
had my
doable.
elbows
It's all
done.
tolerable
Yeah,
for a while. Yeah.
But the healing part,
Yeah.
just sucks, dude.
Yeah.
The itching and the
Yeah.
burning and the uncomfortable. And so we're doing this, and the week after we're doing this, I'm going camping for 4 days.
Right.
So I'm like in my head, I'm like, fuck. Sitting around trying to read a book is gonna suck.
Yeah, I think I don't know. It'll be all right. It's just
that's
yeah.
the
that's what you're shocked about. Yeah,
the whole heal process.
The healing
with that
process
stuff
has
is
gotten
so
really.
much,
It's weird now because it's not what it used to be. Like I mean, it used to scab and fucking. Like
I've had some
and
bad
it's maybe
ones,
it's the
bro.
quality of the ink or it's the way in which they lay down their fucking. I mean, just the technique of them laying down the lines now. Like it just seems to work so
or
much.
Even
better,
the colors
and the color.
Like
yeah,
I have a tattoo on my arm that Jesse D did. That's a tribute to my wife. Mm-hmm. And part of it scabbed up super
it the red ink?
bad.
Was it
man.
red ink?
I think part of it was the red.
Yeah.
I don't really remember, and I don't want to say that because I don't remember. But it was gnarly scab.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
and
Some of the ink back in the day was made out of like bugs and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you'd
first
have weird
tattoo was a
reactions.
chess piece
Yeah.
that we melted onto a piece of paper and then scraped into a thing of toothpaste.
Yeah, nothing toxic about
Then
that.
took a little needle, just a regular fucking house needle, and threw a little thread on it, circled a little thread on it, and then sat there and dipped.
Yeah,
and
the old stick and poke.
Dipped in, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm very excited for it, dude. So tune
It's
in.
gonna be-
it's
gonna
going to be
be a good
early
time.
early
We're gonna
June,
have
probably
fun.
like the 4th or something like that. I think
No,
we're
I
doing
think we're
it.
doing it the first. I'm almost positive.
Okay.
It's
Well,
the
whatever
first.
it is, we'll be posting this on our IG, and please tune in. It'll be awesome. Thank you guys for tuning into the podcast today.
Yes,
My whole life
100%
is
the
upside
first.
down for the next few days. I will try to be positive and fucking hope that something works out for once in my life. That'd be really
Yeah, you've been doing pretty good, buddy.
I've been had a good
you
run,
know,
so,
yeah.
anyway.
You know, you've done really well.
Yeah,
Yeah, you give yourself more credit.
I know.
You know.
All right. Love you. Bye.
All right, love you too.